Okay, and this is for y'all tonight on this Shabbat Shuvah. So Shabbat Shalom. We are Israel, we who struggle with God, and as we start the new year, there's definitely a lot of struggle going on, and so we want to return to God, but just because we're returning to God doesn't mean that we wouldn't have a few choice words or questions. And so this is just a great story that reflects some of the wonderful struggle that we experience, featuring Rabbi Levi Yitzchak of Berdichev, a great Hasidic rabbi who is known as a defender of the Jewish people. And this is one that we tell at the beginning of the Yom Kippur afternoon service. It is one of my favorites, and it feels so appropriate right now. So it was late afternoon on Yom Kippur, and Rabbi Levi Yitzchak had been praying for the Berdichev synagogue all day. For a moment, he closed his tired eyes, and suddenly, he was before the judgment seat of God. The fate of humanity was being weighed on the great scales. Alas, the sins were heavy. The prospects for humanity were bleak. Rabbi Levi Yitzchak became the defendant and pleaded with God. If you wanted us to be angels, you should have let us remain in the Garden of Eden, but you sent us out into the world, and the daily struggle often puts us into the hands of sin. God was moved and motioned the rabbi to a nearby chair. The rabbi continued. His appeal was sincere, his appeal was convincing, and the scales began to tilt in humanity's favor. Now, suddenly, the rabbi heard a piteous cry. He looked down to earth into the tiny Berdichev synagogue, and there was Chaim, the washerman. Chaim had fasted on this holiest of days, and he had fainted from hunger. Levi Yitzchak rose to leave, to hurry back to earth so he could conclude the service, so that Chaim could break his fast. And a voice called after him, Levi Yitzchak, where are you going? You were on the verge of saving the world. Replied Levi Yitzchak, where is it written that the price of salvation must be the life of Chaim, the washerman? And he left. As he hurried on his way, a great chorus of angels, sounding very much like we did just a little bit ago, sang, Levi Yitzchak, you are saving the world. We've been trying to figure out how to function in the world that we're living in, and it's been a struggle. And a lot of people have felt that struggle of others. A lot of you have wanted to figure out what I can do to help. And the need has been so great. It's truly overwhelming. And this story really speaks to that struggle. That struggle as we ask for intervention, as we turn to one another to ask the question, what can we do? We might feel the pain and the suffering of the entire world. But the best thing to do is to follow Levi Yitzchak's example. The best thing to do is do what we can. To quite simply do the small things that mean so much, like participate in the food drive, whether you're giving food, whether you're giving funds. Find a way to give. Reach out to someone who needs it. Know that you don't have to fix the entire world. We just need to help one person. But it doesn't mean that we can ignore everything else that's going on. But sometimes just helping one person is worth the entire world. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.